Well, Small Business Week is approaching on May 4th, and Inc. magazine is starting a new initiative partnering with the Shark Tank cast. Talk about some serious star power. The series is going to feature main cast members Mark Cuban, Kevin O'Leary, and Barbara Corcoran. And joining me now to talk more about the state of small business and how Inc. magazine is stepping in to help is its editor-in-chief, Mike Hofman. Mike, welcome.
Well, it's great to be here. Thanks so much.
It's great to have you here at the Stock Exchange. Fitting place to have this conversation. We had some key economic data out this morning, and the markets are responding. How does this set the scene for Small Business Week next week?
Well, I think it's really fitting that Small Business Week is next week, and we have this moment where there's so much economic activity and economic news, and there are trends that are puzzling to people. But small business and entrepreneurs have typically been, and historically been, the backbone of the American economy. And I think that they're really looking at this economic news right now to sort of figure out where to take their businesses next.
Yeah, and so how will partnering with Shark Tank and that serious star power involved, Mike, help your viewer and readership navigate this environment?
Yeah, well, we're delighted to partner with Shark Tank for our virtual summit next week. It'll be on Inc.com. And, I think it's the Sharks are sort of famously people who look at lots of businesses and have great insights. I think that they're in their 16th season, right? So they have this real staying power that I think entrepreneurs, that resonates with. We have some great conversations. Barbara Corcoran's talking about marketing now in this environment. Damon John's talking about how to perfect your pitch, which I think so many entrepreneurs are thinking about in an environment where funding may dry up. And Daniel Lubetzky has a great conversation with me about leadership. And, he had a really interesting insight in this moment about leadership at a growing company, in a moment when the economy is in flux, thinking about everyone's instinct as a leader is to sort of bear down and be, really rigorous with your team. Yeah. And he talks about how this is actually a great moment to lean back a little bit and show more empathy to avoid creating a toxic workplace in an environment such as this where, people are freaked out.
Yeah, it's interesting here, Mike. What have you observed in terms of how small business owners and founders are navigating still what many have called an uncertain trade environment?
It's really interesting, right? So I was just at Inc.'s Founders House in Philadelphia yesterday with hundreds of entrepreneurs from the local business community and beyond who we brought together. And one of the things that resonated with me is that entrepreneurs are by their nature really optimistic, they're nimble, they solve problems, they cut through red tape. So they're not afraid of this moment per se. They still retain that sort of sense of can do. But it's a weird moment, right? And I talked to one founder of a pet food company who imports product, and every time he gets a new shipment, it's $17,000 of increase because of the tariffs from the country he's importing from. That's a huge amount for a small business, and so I think there are lots of folks like that CEO who are trying to figure out how long is this going to last? Are we going to ease off of this? Who's going to blink first in this sort of game of global trade chicken? And do they need to? How do they plan in this environment where it's so hard to know what's coming next?
Yeah, quickly, we only have about 30 seconds left, Mike, but I'm just curious in terms of the service that Inc. magazine is trying to provide to your base during this time. What is it?
Well, we want to help entrepreneurs think about how to plan, how to build, and how to grow. And it's obviously a really complicated environment, but there are tips like bonded warehouses, duty drawbacks, thinking about the value of what you're importing and can you claw some of that value back, that we're advising entrepreneurs on how to navigate.
All right. Inc. Magazine's editor-in-chief, Mike Hofman. Mike, really great to get your take. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be watching next week.
Great.
Great.